Welcome everybody to the Unreasonable Art of Living podcast. I'm your host, Scott, and today joined with Justin. And as always, enjoy the music. Ding. 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 Ding, 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 ding. First and foremost, dear listener, we hope you're doing fine wherever you are right now. How are you today, Justin?
I'm fine wherever I am. How are you?
Where are you?
All right, I'm in Miami. You know.
But where else is Justin? That's just where your body is.
Yeah, poof, man. Don't start me off like this. Where else can one be, Gerhard?
I mean, I know you have a very fascinating space and time travel machine in your mind. You can go many places at the same time.
At the same time,
Many worlds.
many worlds. I have a vivid imagination. Yes.
Yes.
So do you.
But we talked about it. Like I am one of those who have this AFN t-shirt. I don't have such strong visuals. It's like more
Oh man. Everything I can I visualize a lot, especially like when meditating or you know when you're in a situation in which you may be introduced to more visuals, whatever that might mean. Yes, I am very sensitive to visualizations for sure.
right. There we go.
It's a good thing. Yeah, I mean, look, are you one of those people who has conversations in your head and
Nope.
talks to yourself? Yeah, isn't I don't know what the stat is. It's like 50% of people have conversations with themselves, but who knows? How do they even test that? And like if you ask someone, some people don't even know. Like, do I? Like, I do for sure. Like I have full on conversations
Do you
with.
have recurring characters?
I'm not It's not multiple personalities. It's just.
Why? I mean, why not? It would be epic, like
I
like
mean,
in Rick and Morty, like a universe, and like
yeah. Now, I mean, that's a whole. I think that's maybe a medical thing to explore. So no,
But
it's just me.
who's
It's just me
talking?
in
It's
there.
just you talking to yourself.
It's not like you know Kermit the Frog and the Sith Kermit the Frog did it talking to himself. It's it's not like it's more like a mirror than it is two entities talking to one another.
Okay.
I think.
I mean, I think it would have been pretty cool if it was like a Rick and Morty, and you have like this whole universe going on in your head, and you're just like,
I
they just come
I
and
would
visit.
I wouldn't if that was the case, dude. I would not be who I am. I would be bonkers. Like I would just be a whole different human. Like I would be dealing with so much other entity stuff all the time. Yeah. Mm. I'll see if I can introduce some new characters for you and just see how that goes.
Yeah, just try to introduce them, like create them. Like, hey.
Try. I don't know if I like this direction already. Drive yourself nuts. Yes, that sounds great. Let's try
That's great.
this.
Just,
I haven't tried of all the things I've tried in my life, but there's been a lot I've experienced or dabbled in just to like test myself mentally and maybe spiritually on some level. I haven't yet tried to create different characters for myself in my brain and let them talk to each other, like run a simulation. I had
I
fun
mean,
ways.
I had like not characters, but when I was occasionally meditating, different archetypes would appear, but it's different. They don't do much. Like you don't really, kind of boring. But like that sounds more fun. Anyways.
Yeah, well, yours is more like an 8-bit Nintendo NPC, and mine's what you're trying to create for me is like a MMORPG virtual world
Exactly.
of players with personalities. Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
yeah, yes. Yeah. We'll give it a shot after this podcast. I'm talking to myself right now as I'm talking to you.
Really?
Mm?
Like it's in parallel?
It is in parallel. That's how it works.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So what is he saying?
This is gonna be an unhinged podcast. I can already tell. Man, I don't think we're ready for that. I don't think we're ready for that. Hmm.
Okay.
Sometimes it could be as simple as like you're saying the next thing that you're gonna say in your head.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
There's a preparation kinda.
Or I'm saying what you're saying in my head. Sometimes like an echo.
It's crazy. I mean,
There's
like,
a little,
not crazy, it's like, I'm fascinated.
yeah, I think, I don't know. It's always been that way.
Wow. I'm just trying to listen. Empty.
Empty, empty, just empty.
It's like,
I wish like
empty.
in when you look, I can quiet it for sure. Like when I was younger, I think this is what would cause like insomnia. When I was in my 20s, yeah, I would go to bed at 3, 4 o'clock. I would just lay there and could not sleep, couldn't quiet my mind. Now when I go to sleep, when I lay down in the bed, I'm asleep within 3, 4 minutes easily,
Yeah.
easily. So I can quiet it out. But when I meditate, like when we've done these meditations together, these 25-minute ones, we've talked about this before. But like, this is why it takes me. Ah, man, the first probably 10 minutes is me just I'm thinking about Oonga Boonga Man and chicken tenders from 10 years ago that I had and Bojangles and like it just and dude, so sidebar, or this is the main bar, I guess. Have you ever done a float tank? The deprivation tank?
No, but, I think I would love to do that.
So I used to go every Saturday when I was training and teaching Muay Thai in San Francisco. I because my body was I was doing like 14 hours a week of Muay Thai plus berries and working out. So I wasn't big, but I was just lean and I was always sore. So I would go on Saturdays to a place called Reboot Spa in San Francisco, and there's these huge pods, right? It's a water that's about whatever that is, like a foot and a half of water. And then you get in there and you can close it all the way. Some people leave it cracked. They were like, oh, you could play music, play your own music, play spa music. I was like, no, give me the full experience. So I get in there, you get naked, it's water with like Epsom salt and bath salts and stuff.
Ooh, that's awesome.
So it has natural buoyancy, right? So you float and it's good for your skin. And you put earplugs in, you put like you'll put some like oil stuff on your body at first just to like clean yourself off and stuff. And and then you lay down in this tank and pull the lid shut, no noise, no sound. It's pitch black and it's supposed to simulate like if you watch their video when you go in, it's like supposed to simulate what it's like being back in the womb if you
Ah,
if you came
yeah.
from one, unless you were
No,
an egg
I
person.
didn't.
You were an egg for sure. Or you just arrived, you just floated down.
Just
Or floated up, whichever
it's like,
direction
"Boop,
you're coming
bloop,
in.
oh, I'm here."
And you're in there for an hour, so no light, no sound. And what's crazy is the same thing for meditation now. Back then when I was doing this is before any sort of spiritual journey, plant medicine, anything like that, right? And so I didn't meditate at the time. I was just going there to heal my body. But what happens with the mind is like you'll feel pains in weird places that you've never had because your brain is just searching for any sort of stimuli that it can grok onto because it doesn't have electronics, it doesn't have light, it doesn't have sound. There's nothing but your own breathing. And those first like 10 minutes are pretty hard, I think, for some people. I really loved it. And sometimes I would fall asleep. I would be counting like you one, and then you do it again, two, and I would get to maybe 4 or 5 for the first 6 months I went. 4 or 5 was the highest I could count before my mind would go to La La Land. Like start talking to myself, like thinking about things that are all over the place. Like I
Mhm.
would, just all sorts of things, past, present, future, whatever you could think of. And then in the later stages of it, I could get up to like 20 or 30 seconds where I could count the breathing. That's a good couple of minutes. And then next thing you know, I'd be asleep and I would kind of like jolt myself up. But in, in those places you realize just how active your brain is. So I wonder
I
for
mean, like,
you with the quietness, like I wonder what you would experience in that.
um, but I mean, like, if I now that I think bad, I think. By the way, do you hear this cracking, or is it just on my end? No, it's just me. Probably there's some cable
Are you cracking?
cables.
Are you
I'm
cracking?
cracking. I'm cracking, man. Got some
I don't hear.
cranky going on. Oh, maybe fix it. The cable wasn't all the way in.
Mm.
um, I mean, like I had like if it's so like it's so when I look back, it's so feels such a different, almost different life and way of experiencing life. And when I was up until the age of 26, I lived a lot in my head. I lived a lot in my head. I was like, that's why just that you explained like no, it was not always like this. Because like my first meditation, like first time when you sit, I told this many times, it was brutal, and I love to remind myself of it because like yeah, it was insanity almost like to just sit and listen what's going on in your head up until the point I was sweating just listening to my head.
You were
That's
sweating?
Yeah, it was so uncomfortable for me. It was so
Mm.
crazy. Just sit still in this uncomfortable Zen uh, meditation position because like up until I think 6 years ago, I couldn't sit cross-legged. My uh,
Really?
tendons were so stiff that I was like, it was kind of like almost like only like this, my knees, and I had to kind of like train to open up my hips the last years.
You don't have those childbirth and hips.
Yeah. Well, man,
I
this
do. I've
man,
always.
this man, no popping childs.
I that voice. Are you back in the South again? Is that your redneck voice? Yeah. I think I've always sat cross-legged when I was playing like Nintendo at 5, 6 years old. So I've always sat like that. So for me, it's always pretty
Yeah,
natural.
for me, no, it was also like quite a journey to get this to open up my hips.
Mm,
Yeah, damn.
mm. Well, that's good. I'm glad you have supreme hip flexibility and
I
you have
wouldn't say
mastered.
supreme, but it's like I'm glad I'm like I can
You
do
got a lot
it.
of you got a lot of junk in your trunk too, man. So I know that must have been a challenge to get those
Of
hips
course,
moving in
man.
the right.
It was the only reason.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So we'll have to try that. I mean, I don't. They have them in Miami if you whenever you're here back next, here again, or we can find one in Europe when I go see you in
I'm
Austria
sure
or
there's
Finland or
somewhere
wherever.
something.
Oh, for
Um,
sure.
yeah. Should
We can't
we?
get it. We can't lay in it together though.
I just had this picture of like what do you call the beavers who hold hands
The
floating.
Beavers. Yeah, exactly. It would be the Beavers, not the Beavers, not the Justin Biebers, but the Beavers.
The
Yes,
beavers, yeah, not the
Beavers,
beavers.
Beavers.
Beavers just floating around.
Or would we sit like leg to leg, like kind of like that's there's a lot of
You just
complications. It's not a
yes.
big pod, man. It's not a big pod. No.
Okay. Well,
Mm-mm.
sure we
But
could make
that
it.
if we have said we maybe were brothers in another life, um, then perhaps simulating being back in the womb together if we were twins. I don't know if we were twins, but like maybe that will jar some ancient memories. But they always I'm left-handed, right?
Yeah.
So this is my murder plot because they say that left-handed people had a twin, but they strangled their twin in child early on, and that's why they're left-handed. That was like some old wives' tale or whatever stupid thing back in.
Wow, that's brutal. What kind of tale is this?
I know. So I mean, I guess if
Wow.
I get you in the pod, I might just like Homer Simpson you. Like, wait a second.
Finally,
Like,
the time
sorry,
has
man.
come.
Sorry, man. I'm left-handed. I don't know what I'm
You
doing.
have done it. You gotta go now, man. I have to. I have to complete this mission.
It's so funny. I just imagine the pod like just going like, and it just starts to open back up. Here I am, just like, Gerhard, and you're just like, yes.
Yes. Do
Oh,
what
it's
you
so.
need to do, brother.
I'm here to help you.
I'm here to help you. You gotta have to press harder, though.
Yeah, my little weak hands. Yeah.
Doesn't work yet.
Yeah. It's so funny.
Let
I'm
me
like,
help you.
I'm, I'm like crying over here. That's so dumb. So dumb. Oh my God. That's pretty good.
Great.
Great.
Uh,
Well, that kicked off the podcast.
yeah, welcome, everybody.
Welcome. Yeah. Well, we said we hadn't had we've kind of talked a lot about building in public and stuff. We hadn't had one. It's been probably 10 or 12 episodes since we've had like a silly one where we just talked about nonsense. And I miss these. These are some of my favorite ones.
Yeah, they're golden. I mean, building public, it's yeah, it's cool, but also a bit boring.
I mean,
It's very
it's just
dry.
dry. Yeah, it's dry. It's just dry. And this is wet.
Yeah.
Let's not go there. Let's just keep it going. Let's keep it before we go back off the rails. We just got back on them. Let's stay on the rails, I guess, for a bit.
I mean, like we can. I mean, maybe that as we're in your universe, we can talk about the dwarves and the elves.
The dwarves and the elves.
Actually, there was one thing I wanted to mention because you said there's like salt in the water. One thing I love about Finland and the Nordics, I think it's like it started in Estonia, especially Nordics. They sell this water called Vichy, and it's like they put it's sparkling water with salt, and it's perfect for after a sauna. But it's like so cheap, and then you have like triple Vichy with triple the amount of salt, and it's fucking delicious. It's not delicious; it's just awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I put the Baja Gold sea salt in my water every morning, and then
But you just buy the water; it's like perfectly salted.
I mean, I perfectly salt my water. But yeah, I agree. Yeah, yes. Mine uses way less plastic. Not that I actually fucking care about that,
Well, the
but
other
yeah.
ones is a can, and it's golden with triple. No, there's a one that's called double, which is black and gold. The other one is triple, is gold with black font. It's pretty
So,
epic.
I mean, those Liquid Death and No Days Off water, like
but they're not salted, man.
They're not. It says premium water. We could build a premium salted water brand.
Yeah.
What would the logo be? Not the 11 Dunbar logo. This has to be a separate brand.
Um.
And what would we call it? What would the water be called?
Give me something.
I usually love this exercise. For a podcast, it might be a little bit too much dead space, but salted
water. Get you going.
Gets you going. No.
Keeps you hydrated.
Yeah.
Well, with water does it well.
But it doesn't.
It's only for the wicked. It's only for the wicked.
Only for the weekend or
wicked?
Wicked. Yeah, we'll have to brainstorm that. Maybe that'll be our next company is a salted water
I think
brand.
it's because like Liquid Death did so well in the States. So if we do the same with the salted water, like they have it in the Nordics, yeah, I think that's a good plan set. Or eggs.
Yeah, let's brainstorm that. I actually know. I mean, if we ever wanted to create something like that, I know folks that create consumer products that we could talk to about a water brand. How do we collect the water? Do we just get a bunch of cans and start just holding them out,
refilling
streams, and then I'll just individually sprinkle? Sounds like a lot of work, man. I thought we were trying to do less.
Yeah, that sounds a lot of work. Because the logistics it's a bitch. Like,
yeah,
doing all that.
Sounds like a lot of boxes.
Yeah.
And a lot of driving to stores, pitching them on our water. I think our sales pitch would be like, you and I show up really thirsty, and then we discover this can on the shelf, and we just film it like, oh my God, this can of water just completely changed our whole being.
And we have a mobile sauna, or like a can. yeah, it's like a van with a mobile sauna, which is like ridiculously hot, like here in Finland. And then
240, 240.
yeah, 240 people are thirsty, and then what do they see? Revelation,
It's the same
liquid
technique.
enlightenment.
Will that fit on a can? That feels like it's too many letters. It'll wrap around.
Then it's just liquid God.
Small. It had to be smaller font, I guess. I mean, it's the same kind of stuff that bars do, or lounges or whatever. They put salty snacks out. It's not there because they think you're hungry and they want to feed you out of the goodness of their heart for free. They want you
Doesn't
to
make
eat
you
something.
thirsty.
They want to
Yeah.
make you salty, so you drink
Mm-hmm.
something. So if we make people thirsty with the mobile sauna and we combine it with
It's
the
like,
canned salt
there we
water,
go.
I think that's money, right?
Mm-mm.
So we just have. So I think that's our mission, right? Even with 11 ton bars, like we have to just make people thirsty. So it's a thirst trap.
It's
You
the
were talking
first
about
trap. So
it's
how
a
do we
thirst
make
trap.
people thirsty for
Thirst.
11 number?
Man, excellent. This is exactly where I wanted this to go.
So
Thirst trap. How do we thirst trap for 11 Dunbar?
I think
Dwarves and elves. Thirsty
dwarves
dwarves.
and dwarves and elves, we
You came up with this. This was like a really beautiful. So it started with elves, because elf is 11 in German, and we're 11 Dunbar, and we were looking for some. And I've always every company I've been at in recent last 15 years, they give the name of the employees something like, um, at Spectrum we were Specters, Nerdle we were Nerds. Like you just call people the thing, and the people rally around it. You can do some nice like branding and tchotchkes and stuff. So we were like, okay, well, what are the 11 Dunbar members? It was 11 Dunbarians. Like I didn't. That one was an early one, but it made me giggle. It was because it didn't stick. Um, but elves really lands. I like it. And you did this whole research, not whole research, but it's awareness that elves are creative and artsy and silly and whimsical, um, in depending upon the lore of mystical mythology you subscribe to. But for the most part, they're always playing instruments. They're lighthearted. They're one with nature, very in tune with that universe, Earth, or whatever that Earth is in that world. And they're creative, right? And they're badasses. And then the dwarves, and so we had this whole thing going for a bit. And then I don't. Where did you come up with the idea for the dwarves? Like, how did that land, and why dwarves is the other side of being human, right? It's like the doing. If being is elves, then the doing is it's the you're in the work, you're building stuff, you're creating, but you don't have the artsy side. So how'd you get this?
yeah, I mean, like, look, the thing is like, this is what I think it's really important to just also like share this, like be transparent. Like this is what I call when you remember, like when I'm in Finland, I told you like, well, hey, at the moment I really have to try to like empty myself again, like to really like almost like a bamboo, like out inside empty, outside strong. But and I know myself now, like to when I need to do this, and it sounds well. I know I need to say it because for me, I really believe in it. It's like when you do this, you start being able to receive those ideas that come from the source. By the way, it's not from my like Rick Rubin coined it, the source, and many other artists. This infinite space of where ideas come from, and they're available to everyone.
Hmm.
And I've documented this process for the last years, and it always surprised me. It always hits me anew, and it feels like almost like giving birth to an extent. It's the days before, even like weeks before, I notice I sleep not as good. I feel irritated. I feel a bit heavy, and then when I really allow myself to just feel into it, then it almost like really something comes through me, and then I told you like I don't have many visuals, but at this point some visuals come like very like faint images, and then I just have to I'm feeling it. It's more like a feeling and a faint image, and then write it down. And at this point, we were both in brainstorming like, okay, what is there's something we're a bit stuck right now with the messaging. Like we have features, we have a lot of stuff, but we're like, what is 11 number? Like how can we package it? And then I saw this image of like outside. At that point, it was actually goblins and gnomes. Or I thought I should do that. And then I saw goblins that, what are they represented? Actually, no, in World of Warcraft, they have the gnomes,
Mhm.
GNOM, yeah,
Mhm. Mhm.
which are,
Mhm.
they're using creativity as well, but very like in this functional, intellectual creativity. And I was like, okay, what is happening in 11 number? We help people to become elves. Okay, we talked about elves are the archetypes of creativity, but also, and it's so fitting, they tap into nature, they listen. It's more like a discovery process of what's in there. I mean, also like they're just incredible craftsmanship and they play a lot. There's a lot of curiosity. Elves is just, I don't know. That's why I can't take credit. It just really like came through me. And then I thought like, okay, I don't want to use gnomes or goblins. And then like, wait a second, they're dwarves. And we all know dwarves. And dwarves are the opposite. Is like dwarves are these very hardworking people who use creativity as well, but more for this functional, goal-oriented, super hardworking, working. But then, if you think about dwarves, and you reminded me of this, it's like dwarves also like when the only time when they relax is when they're drunk. And then it was like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like we it's also like it's very important. It's nothing bad about being this mode of dwarf, which is this is how we got kind of like programmed by education and society to very like just achieve, optimize, produce, be productive. And how can we help people to remember their elf? This means um, tuning in, creating more from a place that is feels like more discovery than actually manufacturing, and also in this process finding your voice again. I think you came up with this nice tagline: find your voice, find your people, create the impossible. And when we talk about creating the impossible, this is what it really feels like when you tap into the source, because it really always pushes you at the edge of what you're capable of. And that's also like a very interesting way of um, growing as well. Like you really push
Yeah.
to the limit of what you're capable of right now. And it's like, okay, who are people becoming here? It's the most honest version. They're becoming elves. And alongside other people who are doing the same process, because like we know we've gone through the journeys. It's you can do all this by yourself. You can, and also like you can do all this the same way you can go running alone. You can do meditating every day, you do journaling, you can read the books, you can do all of that. But it's just a very long and very cumbersome and very scary process as well to really
Well,
follow that voice.
it's just you're motivated and accelerated by doing it in the presence of a community or other people.
Exactly.
I mean, you don't really talk about this explicitly, but I think it's somewhat implied that the like we all have the duality of masculine and feminine energy within us. It's just how humans are. Creativity being chaos, feminine energy, and then the doing is the masculine, order, control. Um, and so I think that dwarves and elves is a new kind of archetype. We won't explicitly talk about it because that gets a little bit maybe perhaps too into the woo woo side of it, but like it is kind of what it is, right? Is the dwarf is the masculine, and the elves is the more of the feminine archetype energy that sits, and so we all have the inner dwarf and inner elf within
Yeah.
us, and I think we're, I mean, this is about men or women, like both are very aware of what their that dwarf side of them is, how to get things done and control their surroundings and just try to bring order to the chaos around them. But you know I think we all lose that creative spirit after high school. Many people do, and even for folks that are artists now or have that creative you know bone in their body where they're painting or they're drawing or they're doing somatic movement or dance or whatever the thing is that they're creating just to create. you know there's still a place for those folks in 11 Dunbar too, to be around other folks who are also on that journey, different stages. We have folks that are artists already and folks that are like, yeah, I need this. I need to find a way to, when we talk about honest voice, it's not like lying or not lying, right? This has nothing to do with lying. This is about being able to show up and be who you want to be and express yourself in the ways in all the parts of your life, whether it's professional, personal, romantically, it doesn't matter. But it comes from a place of genuinely, knowing who you are, and the most effective way to really understand more about who you are is through tapping into some of these creative pursuits. We've talked about this before. We used to just, as humans, smash berries on our hand, paint on walls, stare at the wall, ponder our place in the universe, be in nature, sing and dance, laugh. Like, we weren't sophisticated, but, we were basically little kids, right? Like singing, dancing, just trying to
Yeah.
survive. And so that's, I think, ingrained in all of us is to be a part of that and know that other people are behind you or ahead of you. You're there to help, you're there to learn. So yeah, so the finding your voice thing I think is interesting because I always thought I was pretty mm, expressive and direct. I communicate, but I don't. I think I saw it. I think I see it differently now in terms of the parts of my personality that I might only show to a select few that is more silly and playful. And my family sees it because they only know me as a little kid. They forever will forever see me as that little turkey causing issues in games and stuff and trying to be competitive. But like um, finding ways to let that version out in more spaces without the fear of judgment or ego or shame or just like whatever. Just be who you are. It doesn't matter. Like, you know, just that existence is so important. And I think because of that, it allows me to now more properly communicate. Like when we write content or whatever for the business or for Love and Dunbar, this is why doing this stuff is so special, is because we just get to like talk about the human experience and what works and doesn't work, and then attract this like bat signal or send out this bat signal to try and get other people together so that we can all be on that journey together. So yeah, finding your voice is important. Find your people. You know, I I think by packaging it up in this way, we'll inherently are already attracting really great people, but we'll just find more and more that know that this part of being human is really important. It's not just about professional networking or some transactional nature of like what can we exchange or whatever. It's more like how do we just like tell stories and share ideas and push each other to become better versions of ourselves. And with that comes comfort and vulnerability, and yeah, like tapping into these creative things. Um, and then creating the impossible is so special because like what you think, like we have people now that are writing books, writing memoirs, writing poetry, creating music. Like a year or two ago before Love and Dunbar, I think a lot of our members would say that they may have thought that this version of themselves or what they wanted to create was just so far out of reach. They didn't have the time or they didn't have the accountability or the discipline to go and do these things that have always been swirling around. And it's like everyone has an idea, like, what would you do if you didn't have to think about money or you just wanted to create something? What would you create? A lot of people have an idea, um, or at least they have the motivation to want to find what that idea is. And the best way to do that is with other people. So these things that are impossible or unreasonable, as your podcast would imply, a lot of times you find they're not all that impossible, especially when you're surrounded with really good people that can help you along the way.
And exactly, this is yeah. I don't know. I just have to think about like the last 15 years, like of my life is like, uh, which was the motivation to start like documenting this, whatever this means, unreasonable art of living, is like like it sounds so you read it, you can put it on the fridge, like follow your heart, and we all know what it means, and actually we all feel it. Like yes, I want that. It's a very very scary, uncomfortable process to do that. Um, It is it takes a lot of courage to make decisions after decades of programming where you have really you quieted your honest voice, your inner voice that knows who you really are. Maybe it takes time, man. And I think the beauty what I see is right now is like, wow, like the other day, I think we had a call with someone and I shared like, oh yeah, cool. We wanted to create a community, but then you said like, actually, we wanted to create something for ourselves. And now I look back, it's like, yeah, because like if I wished I had a community like this 10 years ago, 5 years ago, where I was in good company with people who also dare to follow their heart and who in this process really discover what they're able to create, once you allow that voice to give room and space and have the people around you support you. And it still can be a business, it can be a startup, it can be all of it. But the difference is like it really comes from a very genuine place, you know? And I think these are the companies and products we see when we see them and we know we feel them. Wow, this was created by someone who really uh it came from a very genuine place, you know? And I think this really excites me that we have this direction now. And we had like the last month, we test a lot of features. We like, there's playfulness, there's creativity. But now we have this, and I think you said it like, who are people becoming here? And it's like, yeah, we want to help people to become the most honest version. We want to become that we
Yeah.
become an elf.
Become a elf. It's just whimsical enough and playful enough that gives us a unique branding too, so that either when we're talking about it or our members are trying to bring in people that they think are good fits for this, like it's important to know what is the quote unquote product. It's like you're not paying a annual or monthly membership to just get friends. There's some people that want that. I don't think that's the anchor that's going to get people to come in, but helping people really understand like this is about find your voice, find your people, create the impossible. Like there's a magic to that. It's just a different it's a different type of community that I think hopefully lights people up. Um, and as a result, yeah, you and I, and all the people here have new friends too. Like the folks that have seen each other, it's scheduled trips and seeing each other in California and Miami and New York. You guys in Finland and Austria, like it's in India stuff. Like it's pretty cool, man. Like the way that all that's playing out. But we have our struggle, and we talk about this in building a public, which is how do we just find more people? Because the algorithms on LinkedIn or Substack, like at some point, like you're reaching a certain amount of people, and so just making sure that when we talk about these things, we know exactly how to communicate what do you get when you show up and you put in the time to like be in these spaces and have these workshops or have these experiences or go on these trips or whatever the thing is like what is what who am I, who do I become, and what's the value in that for me. And thankfully we have these gathering of the elves, these public events we're doing once a month. The next one's July 29th, and it's a little bit of teaser, but it even with them it's less about telling people what they were going to get. And it's more, to me it's more about the feeling. Like what do people feel when they show up in an 11 Dunbar experience, or they're with people from 11 Dunbar? How do those folks and how do those experiences make them feel? And it should be excited, motivated, nourished, supported, safe, and then expansive, because once you have that base layer of safety, man, that's where all the goodness comes out. That's where the walls come down, and you really see sides of people that they may not even show on a regular basis. And then once you have a group of those things happening, people doing that on a regular basis, that's when you start to feel that confidence come in and the courage to take some risks or go try some things that you may have never tried before, you know?
Yeah, and I think it's also like what is also now difference is like, like there is friendship, there is also kind of like the outcome. And our vehicle for that is through the process of creativity. And our vehicle for creativity is through a very playful attitude. And I think now this became very like clear how everything comes together. And I feel like through the process of creating and creating something together, it's one of the most genuine ways to connect with people, because through the act of creating, it's very like personal. It's very like personal level of expression. And also, um, now I lost my thought. Doesn't matter. We create and connect.
Yeah,
That's
it's great.
great. And yeah, Yes.
Create and connect, baby.
Create and connect, man.
It's fun
Uh,
though. Like, yeah, we said this every week, but I can't imagine now doing anything else other than this. You're getting to sit with really great people and make them laugh and make them feel good and see how they grow and evolve over time. I mean, is what I loved about company building too. Was just seeing people put people in really hard or challenging or new positions and then watch how they respond and then elevate. It's beautiful.
by the way, I think also like this using at least I don't think we're gonna use it so heavily in external communication because otherwise people think like, what's going on there? Dwarves, elves. But I think for our members love it. And so far, from what we've heard, it is a very beautiful way if you create this narrative in this world. It's also easier for you to detach from your day-to-day persona because you can like, yeah, okay, who am I in this world? Who can I when I actually think about dwarves and like it becomes less personal and you think about an elf, how could I be an elf? And yeah, man, I think I'm really excited about now the next weeks. And I also feel like I'm very confident that we will reach now the right people because in the last month we've tried a few different ways to describe 11 Dunbar. And I feel like I don't know how you feel. I feel this one like is kind of like sits. It's like it's more. Yeah, it just feels very right. And also like we got the feedback
Yeah.
from our members, and they found it like they really like it.
Yeah. And it's gonna be cool to see when we get this new website and the messaging and this new experience, like the things that we're working on to build a fun and vibrant platform for our community to exist within, which is this world that we're building, this Roblox for kids, if you or Roblox for adults, if you will. But that's not the entirety of the experience. It's just one of many things I assume we'll build over
It's another.
time
If you
to
think
like,
about it, it's just another. It's not what we're about. It's just like in just talking about it, showing what it means to create from an honest voice and
yeah.
really create from the source. And like this is just we're giving a platform which is very different for our members.
Dude, in let's break that down a little bit, man, like to give yourself some kudos here. Like it started with some pixel art, some frogs and some trees that I wanted you to make blow like this, and you told me to go fuck myself because that would be too hard. And now you're making human little sprites walk around this thing. Like, dude, and that's only been 6 weeks, 2 months, something like that. It's been incredible. But like that came from a place of that was you. Like you wanted we both wanted this to exist, but like you took the effort to like bring that idea to life. And it's basically like you have built this playground of like we've built Love and Dunbar, which is a playground, a mini. It's like a park. It's like Disney, right? And what we built was the Disney parking lot that had all the acreage for different theme parks to exist within it. And what you're building and will come out soon, over the next month or so, is this virtual experience, this platform, which is like Epcot or Magic Mountain or Thunder Mountain, whatever it is, or it's like or it's the Harry Potter experience, but you go and you get this experience, but that's just one thing that sits within a larger umbrella of the 11 Dunbar theme park, which are many different experiences that are some are for helping people build things, some are for laugh and play, some are for creativity, some are for really deep, heavy sanctuary consciousness, like talks. There's all sorts of things. And this one is a really big attraction, but it's not at the Disney level. It's the wow, this is the new Epcot or this is the new Magic Kingdom experience within it, and it's going to be epic, and people are going to be like, "Whoa, how do I come get part of that?"
I
That's
mean,
all
like
super cool. But that's an idea you brought to life like that. I think what a beaut. If you think of 11 Dunbar as this place where people can show up and create the impossible, you literally just created the impossible and you're plopping it inside of. You're like member zero. You know, you're member zero. You're the first member that's showing what is possible when it comes from within. It comes from an authentic place. You put in discipline. You're surrounded by people who inspired you. Like everyone here inspired you to do this stuff. I know that for a fact. And then you've built this thing, and now everyone gets to play and create in it. Like that is such great leadership of leading by example to show what is possible when you do these things. And I just know even if people don't come in and say, "Oh, I love it. I need to do this thing too. I want to build the same thing." No, it's about seeing what's possible when you do these things in practice, and then they can go off and build their own Epcot or their own virtual world or their own app or whatever the thing is that makes them feel alive in doing it. And then people get to experience it together. And that's what we mean by the adult Roblox component of it, you know? Isn't that beautiful? It's so
Yeah,
great.
of course. Thank you, man, first of all.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to remind you, like, it's like, I still,
Right.
for me, it was a very vivid moment. It was 2025 in November. It was before I
Mm.
came to Miami. Actually, we founded the company remote. Yeah, it was, yeah, exactly. We founded the company remotely, remote.
Did on 11/11.
And 11/11, exactly, in November. And I remember still this conversation. I was on the street and we were exchanging messages or voice messages. And we both were just geeking out about you showed Gather of the Town and like this 2D world.
Gather Town, I
And
love.
it
Yeah.
was it was it was we didn't know how and how it would look like, how it will make sense, but it was both of us like an idea like, damn, it would be so fucking epic to have something like this for us. And here I just want to like, and I hope we can, this is going to be part of like learning. It sounds, I don't want to sound it like I hope it doesn't sound too woo woo, but I think it's just for me it's very practical. But like
Woo
when
woo me.
you
Woo
when you
woo
when
me.
we
Woo
when
me,
you learn
Gerhardt.
to
Woo me. Woo me. Woo me.
I will give it a woo woo. I don't know what it is, but you know when you start listening, if Rick Rubin calls it the source, but you start listening, it's not just you sitting and meditating. It's one part of it,
Mm.
but you start listening to every interaction that you have. So every interaction you have, conversations you have, is a way that is being communicated with and to you. And I think this has been, so that's why it's very hard for me to take credit. It's like, okay, this wants to be done clearly. It wants, because it didn't stop bothering me as well after December, January. Like somehow we had to do it. And then it's like, okay, fuck, let's do a pixel art challenge. And then this kind of lured me to do another thing. So it will be really cool to see, and also like in the service of creating a place where we can showcase all of our members' creation and to have fun with it.
I think of it like the everything app, not in terms of everything for everyone like X and Twitter and all that stuff, but like the original version of this was like I like Gather Town. I like how they built. We used it at Spectrum and Nerdle a little bit, which was you know instead of using it always on audio from Discord or Clubhouse, which was back in COVID, which was really great for a really good in that time period. Having our own platform that we could contain that was video, always on audio, but was also like give people an ability to build like a little avatar. Just because people like that stuff. You adults, men, women, doesn't matter, all ages. People like to have a thing that's personalized. It's their thing, and that's me inside this thing. And just being able to give people something like that that then is not a static game. It's not a game. It's not a static platform. It's like a new type of MySpace, if anything. Like Howard, or my mentor Howard told me, he's like, it's like a new kind of MySpace, like a virtual
Yeah,
MySpace
exactly.
that gives people something when they're in there that feels like their own. And with AI, we teach them, or we can collaborate on how they can build stuff in it too, which is so cool, right? And so it's I think it's going to go well. And right now we're still fairly small in terms of membership, so like you know, but I could dream of when it's the 150 and you have your own private quote unquote social network that's your messaging, your video, your
Yeah.
audio conference. You can build stuff, you can read about events coming up and whatever. And we get away from like that the WhatsApp, which is really arduous. I mean, it's just a river of information. Probably still will always have it, but I would love one day to have our own contained experience. And I think this is all possible now with AI. Like we can really build anything. So I wouldn't want to, we have to use other platforms now. But dude, getting this in here and seeing that come to life and then showing people that like this came from nothing, right? It was just an idea that we had. Here's the blueprint by how you do it. Come join us.
Yeah,
Come build
join
these
us.
things.
And I
And
think this is
then
exactly what you said is like this is
uh,
it's so important for us to also like highlight this is not 11 number. It's just like this is what you whatever is impossible for you, this is what you we help you hit this community at 11 number. However it looks like for you. And we're so excited to see this. I'm eating like yeah,
and then amplify it. We this
and
is
amplify it.
that's on the ending stages of creation. Once you create the impossible, I just love the idea of having 150 people that are there to genuinely be a part of your journey of creating whatever it is that you created, hiccup, and then amplify it. So whether that's LinkedIn or Instagram or your Substack, whatever, having an army of people to help you game the algorithms out of the gate. Be like, hey, I just created this thing. Y'all are part of the journey. It's this new song. It's this new artwork. It's this new app. It's this new product or it could be business oriented, whatever. And having people pile on at first and be like, it's so good, whatever. Like, who cares? Like, just having your tribe do that, I think is going to bring so much awareness and adoption for things for people that blows it out of the water.
I want to give it an extra spin to it. So imagine now
Yeah.
we have the amplification on LinkedIn, and besides our members, there are followers who just want to follow along what see what people create at 11 number. So imagine even like there's gonna be, we have our members, but then there's like ever growing newsletter or ever growing following base. And then uh, when we have our 11 number art exhibition or showcase every 3 months, we're going to do a blast, and maybe even people can come to the visitor island, and there's going to be a showcase of people what created. So it gives you like, yes, LinkedIn, and also we become a beast on its own where people will just want to go to 11 Dumber and see what people are creating and check out yeah, just we just a follower base where it's almost like a Apple showcase but in our world, you know.
Mm. I think it's great, dude. I love that idea of the visitor part. I think it's awesome for them to
Yeah.
be a part of that journey.
So I think we had today some giggles, some laughs, some salt. We have a new business idea with salty cans.
I so we solved the cans. We're definitely going to get there. So we have July 29th, Gathering of the Elves. We have this new packaging. We are integrating news every month. We update programming and content and all sorts of things, guest speakers, whatever. But the messaging is going to go out. And then applications are open. So again, membership community, 150 people max. It will cap out at that. Get it while it's hot. And the sooner that we get, the numbers closer to 150, there's lots of magical things we can start to organize and plan together too that we haven't even started with. It's like charity stuff and travel and trips and retreats and things. But for now, like we're having a lot of fun, and you should come check us out if you're listening and want to learn more and be surrounded by really good people who are going to help elevate you and get you to the next level of whatever that even means for you.
Yeah, and I think, oh man, I think we wrote this cool sentences down. What I think is like, like if you're somewhere in life right now where you feel like there's more to it, you feel like you wake up and like you look back and like 5, 10 years just like passed like this, and you're like, this is it, and you're really curious about like, oh man, I know there's something. I know there's someone inside me that there's more to do.
And there's
I
other
really
people who think the same thing and they're
the
doing
same
cool
thing.
shit.
Yeah,
And they want
we
you to come join and do it with them.
exactly. Let's put it. We really believe we create a place and a really cool community where you can explore that inner voice of yours alongside other people and create really amazing stuff. The whatever comes through you, and we help you support you in this process because it starts with knowing yourself. It takes time, but we wanna support you with that. If
Yeah.
this somehow resonates, yeah,
It, I've realized now that our tagline, find your voice, find your people, create the impossible. It feels a little bit like Papa John's, the pizza place in the US. You know Papa John's?
Papa John's, but what's the tagline?
Better pizza, better ingredients, Papa John's.
What state is Papa John's from? You know?
What?
What
What
state?
date?
State.
Oh, where does it originate
Yeah,
from?
originating, yeah.
I'm gonna take an
Let me
outlier and
check.
say Google it because I don't actually know.
Ha!
I'm
Okay.
gonna say is it? Oh, I'm gonna
Just
say
say something.
Missouri.
Indiana.
I knew it was in the middle. I knew it. I knew it. Oh, okay, cool. That's cool. That's good. That's good. I wasn't far off. Um, yeah, better voice, better people. 11 Dunbar.
11 Dunbar. Good voice, good people. 11 Dunbar.
11 Dunbar. Yeah, yeah. It's a similar. It's this, but you see why I wanted it to be find your voice, find your people, create the impossible. Like why
Yeah,
those things. It's. I
and it
didn't
makes
real
sense.
my the voice in my head that I didn't talk to. I was putting him in a corner in timeout. He was telling me, man, it's Papa John. You're. It's Papa John's. Papa John's big brand. It's good stuff.
Dude, I mean, like, you have so much experience with fast food. I think could be also like you would create a really cool fast food chain.
I look. I don't eat it anymore, except when you come to visit and I take you to Bojangles, or we go check out Raising Cane's, which is terrible compared to Bojangles. We will never speak of this ever again, but Raising Cane's really just let us down. Um, but if we could get a sponsored podcast by Bojangles, I would probably,
I
I'd
want
be,
that.
yeah.
I will. I want that.
I just love how much you love it. It makes me so happy.
It's a
'Cause
very
I only get to eat it a couple times a year, dude.
yeah,
Because we don't get
exactly.
it.
So for me, it's very special. It comes from a very genuine place, and we might want to ride Bojangles.
Yeah.
Even though I only get a T-shirt, or we get T-shirt, or get one meal for free. I don't care. I want to have a sponsor. I want a
I mean, it's
Bojangles.
pretty cheap. It's a Bojangles T-shirt. What if we put a Bojangles drive-through in the virtual world?
Yes, done.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Thanks for humoring me on that. But yeah, no, good chat as always. It's an hour. We crushed it. And yeah, I'm excited to see where the new packaging, new website, all this new stuff coming out. The gathering is gonna be really good. Our town hall we had Saturday was awesome. Like just so many good things happening. And it just shows you when you wake up every day and you really love what you do and who you get to do it with, that it doesn't none of this feels like work. It just feels
Mm,
like we get to exist and be and have fun with it, and I just know that's going to be successful because that's just what
for
we're meant
sure.
to be doing.
And it's just even though you love what you're doing, is like it's still a journey, man. Like like every oh, am I stuck or you're stuck?
You're, I'm not stuck. You.
Okay, well, we just keep going, and because my on my screen you were frozen, but I can hear you.
I'm thawed out, baby. I'm the opposite of frozen. What were you
Awesome,
gonna
dude.
say? Let's land the plane. Land the plane. What were you gonna
The
say?
plan, Leonard, is just like we are not even a year in, and
Hmm.
every great story, and I really feel like Eleven Dumber has a lot to tell, and for many many more years and decades. Um, all the parts are part of it. How to say, like all the moments where it's like doubt and like you think like, okay, what is it that something is stuck? We need to change something. They're all precious moments. They're all precious moments. Yeah,
But we wrote this in November. Every week or every month, all the interactions need to have some level of cognitive awe, and I know I feel that. Even in reading the WhatsApp channel, some of the things that come through, you feel like, wow, that
oh, for
was
sure.
it's impactful. All right,
Alrighty,
brother. It's good chatting with you. I'll see you next week on this. And yeah,
Bojangles,
Bojangles. Better chicken.
better hair, Bojangles.
Makes no sense.
No, better chicken, better chicken, best fries, Bojangles.
There you go. Look at you, you're a brand marketer. Don't even need ChatGPT for that.
Exactly.
Crushed it. All right. I'll see you soon.
Alrighty.
Thanks for listening.